Countless hopefuls dream of making it in Hollywood, but only a select few truly break through. Among those who manage to succeed, former athletes often stand out as their competitive mindset and discipline translate well to the demands of the entertainment industry. The list of sportsmen and women who have made the leap is impressively long, so let's take a closer look at a few standout names. You may know John David Washington from movies like BlacKkKlansman, Tenet, or The Creator, or perhaps as Denzel Washington's son, but he used to be a professional football player. So, trying his luck in Hollywood? That must have been scary.
Fear is good. Lean into fear. Lean into insecurity. Lean into the unknown, because if you can get through it, you'll find some great gems of truth and performance abilities you didn't know you had.
Boxing legend Mike Tyson has also made his mark in Hollywood, often appearing as himself or in brief cameo roles. But whenever he's on screen, he makes an impact. His larger-than-life presence has also made him a regular at star-studded events.
I'm having a ball, but sometimes it's a little overwhelming. It's just so many people, so chaotic. I'm working on it.
Then there's basketball player LeBron James. He's had a big role in Space Jam: A New Legacy, but his appearance in Trainwreck opposite Amy Schumer is one for the ages.
Is this regulation? Is this definitely regulation? This seems short.
He's our biggest basketball star, since Michael Jordan. And I thought that he probably wouldn't be a very good actor and that we would have to really coach him, but he just happened to be hilarious. He was so fun to work with, so funny.
Some athletes crossing over to Hollywood are just natural fits. A female MMA champion? Yeah, she'll do just fine playing an action heroine.
Let's go.
Meet Gina Carano, known for her roles in Haywire, Deadpool, The Mandalorian, and Fast and Furious 6.
Oh, it was great, and I think there's some really powerful female characters in this film, and I've never really been around other female actresses, so that was wonderful, because they were all very great, and it was a fun film.
From one MMA champ / Fast and Furious alum to the next, Ronda Rousey also doesn't have to do a lot of acting to look badass on screen.
I've just been really lucky from the beginning of getting into this industry, being surrounded by the best there is. I'm surrounded by teachers everywhere I look. I had to go a lot outside of my comfort zone and, show some emotions and vulnerability that I've been pretty much told my whole life to hide.
And who can forget about the professional wrestlers? Of course, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson became the greatest movie star of this generation. And John Cena also does really well for himself. But let's zoom in on Dave Bautista a bit, as he's the one snatching the best parts. Just think of films like Dune, Blade Runner 2049, Spectre, and of course his iconic role as Drax in the MCU.
Yeah, professional wrestling is it's chaos. And it's really because it's so big and so broad. It's a live thing, it's an adrenaline thing, and you're surrounded by a huge audience by 360 degrees, and then you move into film and it's so intimate. It's so quiet, and you're got these cameras pointing at you at different angles, and all of a sudden you're reading these lines that and you're trying to make them your own. It's just, it couldn't be any more different.
Athletes making it in Hollywood isn't new by any means. It's actually been happening for many decades already. Take soccer player Vinnie Jones, for instance. Yep, that guy who owns the meanest looking face ever found on a human head. He's been making movies since the early 2000s.
It's when you're not working is the nice side of acting compared to football, because, football's intense. Nowadays, it's six, 7 days a week now. Whereas, when I was playing, 3 years ago, we'd always have sort of Sunday off and Wednesday off, sometimes Thursday off. But it's more intense now, and it's nice now, being an actor, to say to the family, come on, let's go to Spain for a week.
And last but not least, the OG, the one and only Arnold Schwarzenegger. Bodybuilding is indeed a competitive sport, and once he became the greatest of all time there, he simply did the same thing in Hollywood.
When I was 15 years old, I saw myself as Mr. Universe, standing up there on the stage and getting the trophy and having hundreds of bodybuilders around me that looked up at me, and thousands of people screaming, "Arnold, Arnold, Arnold." And so I chased that dream 100%. I was convinced that I would turn that vision into reality. And so at the age of 20, I became the youngest Mr. Universe ever, and I stood on that stage exactly the way I've envisioned it. And I received my trophy and became the youngest Mr. Universe. So I knew that this works. So I applied that to everything that I did ever since, including, getting into movies and becoming a leading man when everyone said, you're crazy.
From bodybuilders to MMA fighters and from soccer players to basketballers, it definitely looks like athletes have an advantage in Hollywood.